Good morning. I am pleased to welcome you to this video. If this lesson is useful to you, you can subscribe the channel for more teaching videos. The topic of today's presentation is error correction, English language teaching methodology. Contents that we studied in our previous video: meaning of errors and mistakes, characteristics of errors and mistakes, types of errors, causes of errors. We have studied these concepts in our previous lessons. Today, we are to study the treatment of errors or error correction. Error correction sources. We have 3 questions. The first question is, do only teachers correct errors in the language classrooms? Second, do only mistakes are self-corrected by the learners? Third, what are the sources available for learners to correct their errors on their own? At the end of this lesson, we will have answers for these questions. What are the sources available for learners to correct their errors on their own? Teachers writing on the board. The students get opportunities to correct their errors when they see similar or exemplary sentences displayed by the teachers. If they can see good sentences, example written by the teachers, there's a chance for the students to correct their errors, own errors. Second, peer correction. When the students are working in pairs or in groups, they get a chance to correct their errors by his or her partner or partners. In order to enable this option for the students, grouping has to be made accordingly and carefully. The concept scaffolding plays a role in this place. Third, the third source, the third available source for learners to correct their own errors, teaching materials. Selection of appropriate teaching materials will help a teacher to correct learners' errors successfully in the target language. When the learners are exposed to appropriate text, they get a chance to compare some grammatical aspects with their own writing, and finally, their errors are likely to be corrected. Next, teachers and others talks in the target language. As far as the language classroom is concerned, learners get opportunities to realize and correct their errors when they listen to their teachers and peers speaking in the target language in the classroom or outside the classroom. The topic of minimizing teachers' talks in the class is another subject matter to debate. However, unfortunately, many research reports indicate the lack of talks in target language in many classrooms. If the learners are continuously exposed to conversations in the target language, they are likely to acquire many grammatical rules of the language and correct the errors on their own. Next, preparing students for autonomous learning. Language learning is a continuous process. In this scenario, the teacher should guide his or her students towards autonomous learning, in which they will come to know many rules of the target language over the time, which will help the learners to realize their own errors in the language. Incubation period differs learner to learner. It has to be considered at this point. Though teachers play a major role in error correction, they need to maintain a balance between correction and motivation of the learners during their correction process. Inappropriate ways of responding to learners' errors harm the teaching and learning process. Therefore, a teacher should pay equal attention to other sources as well to motivate a self-error correction in the language classroom, which will significantly facilitate to improve the quality of learning. Error correction continues. Teachers should ensure how their correction process affects students' learning. Evidently, frequent error correction discourages learners in achieving the intended learning outcomes of the lesson successfully. According to scholars, teachers do not need to correct all the errors at a time. Teachers should focus on certain factors regarding the nature of errors. Teachers have to decide in which order they need to correct learners' errors. What should a teacher correct first? If the errors do not affect the meaning construction, while there are many other errors, the teacher can skip correcting the errors which do not affect meaning creation. Therefore, a teacher should correct errors which interfere meaning creation first. High frequency errors should be corrected first than the less frequency errors of the learners. This will permit a teacher to perform error correction in a meaningful way. Next, the errors which are made by the majority of the learners should be corrected first. At this juncture, a teacher can provide his or her feedback to the whole class, not individually. The errors which are caused by a few number of students in the class can be omitted first or in the first round. Then, a teacher should correct errors which come under the particular pedagogical coverage. Clearly speaking or specifically speaking, a teacher should give priority to correct errors which are relevant to his or her particular lessons. Errors which does not come under this particular topic of the lesson can be considered next time. For example, if a teacher teaches tenses or simple past tense, the errors regarding prepositions or adverbs can be omitted or skipped. If a teacher conducts his or her error correction considering these above facts, correction process will not be a bitter experience for the learners. In this way, a teacher can maintain a balance between correction and motivation in the class. Otherwise, teachers' hypercorrection will bring negative impacts to the teaching and learning process. According to the nature of the activities and the individual learning differences of the students, the teacher can respond to the students' errors in the target's language. If a teacher pays his or her attention on these matters, learning any target's language will be a fruitful journey for all learners in the class. However, all the concepts and the ideology in the language teaching and learning are debated time to time, since there are no permanent procedures in this regard. So I hope now you have the answers for these three questions. I repeat those questions. Do only teachers correct errors in the language classrooms? Second question, do only mistakes are self-corrected by the learners? Third question, what are the sources available for a learner to correct his or her errors on his or her own? You can discuss your points with your friends. When you recall the points that I have discussed in the previous slides, you can verify your answers. I came to the end of my teaching. If this lesson is useful to you, you can subscribe the channel for more teaching videos. I will meet you in another videos. Thank you.